My name is Sonto Chuku Kachi, and this is my operating system firewall presentation. Okay, operating system and firewall security overview. As you can see, this presentation is basically gonna examine the two enterprise of operating system and the host-based firewalls. So this is solely focusing on how the technology works. Solely focusing on the role in the enterprise environment and security hardening practices that reduce vulnerabilities, risk, and threats. So the topics that's going to be covered is Windows Server, Ubuntu Server, Windows Firewall, and IP tables. So we go on. So what the presentation objectives is going to explain the technical purpose of each operating system and firewall. It's going to identify common threats these technologies create. It's going to prepare um for future incidents. It's going to so you can see it's going to describe how security is enforced at the system and network level. It's going to provide the hardening recommendations to strengthening server security. So operating system technical role. What's an operating system? Our operating system is responsible for managing system resources such as the CPU, memory, storage, and network interfaces. So several operating systems are designed to handle multiple users, run continuous services, and enforce strong access control mechanism. And then because servers host sensitive data, it plays a very important role in authenticating, um, authorizing, and auditing in the system. So, Windows Server overview. So, Windows Server is an enterprise server that's operating system that's created by Microsoft. It is commonly deployed in business and operation or organizational environments to support centralized identity management, file services, application hosting, and virtualization. So it integrates slowly with with Windows based networks and provides administrators with centralized control over user system and security policies. So Windows Server technical capabilities. So Windows Server provides Active Directory for identity and authentication management, allowing administrators to control user access across the network. So group policy enables centralized enforcement of security and configuration setting. The operating system also supports Hyper-V virtualization, allowing multiple virtual machines to run securely on a single physical server. So this is basically talking about what Windows is capable of doing technically. So it's capable of running multiple virtual machines without it slowing down and without multiple virtual machines on a single physical server. And then it allows administrators to control user access. That's access control. Then the Windows Server security architecture. Windows Server includes several built-in security technologies designed to protect the system from modern threats. Secure boot ensures that only trusted software is loaded during system startup. Virtualization-based security isolates sensitive system components from malware. So the security architecture of Windows Server is to protect system from modern threats. So it's basically um going to protect its system, like its operating system from any type of threat. So hardening recommendations enforce the principle of least privilege by limiting administrative access to only those roles that require it. This reduces the impact of compromised accounts. So basically access control. So I really cannot stress this enough because um least privilege, that's um limiting how do I put it? limiting the access in which is given to somebody in an organization. So that helps reduce vulnerability, that helps reduce risk. Then enable secure boot and virtualization based security to protect the system from rootkits and memory based attacks. Restrict network access using Windows Firewall by allowing only required services and monitoring traffic logs. Ubuntu Server. Ubuntu Server is a Linux based open source server operating system widely used in enterprise, cloud, and data center environments. Its values for is um, stability, flexibility, and strong networking capabilities. Ubuntu Server is commonly managed through the command line and allows administrators to precisely control system services and security settings. So, Ubuntu technical capabilities. Ubuntu Server uses a multi-user permission model that separates system access based on user roles. Services are modular, meaning only required services need to be enabled, which helps reduce system exposure. So just basically cutting that short, Ubuntu only you should only enable what you need to use in Ubuntu. If you don't want to use it, you shouldn't enable it, and you will not be given the chance to enable it. The operating system supports advanced networking, service management, and integration with Linux firewall technologies. So this basically the operating system supports advanced networking, so which goes hand in hand with Linux firewall. So Ubuntu server security architecture. Ubuntu server enforces security through file and directory permissions, ensuring that users and processors can only access authorized resources. Administrative tasks are performed using sudo, which provides control privilege escalation, and then kernel level protects and regular security updates help maintain security integration. So regular security updates can help to maintain system integrity, because as we know, updates is a very good thing when it comes to systems. So the regular updates can help to protect the system from updated malware. So hardening recommendations for Ubuntu server: disable unnecessary services to minimize the attack surface and reduce potential entry points for attackers. Enforce strong authentication controls, including disabling direct root login and requiring secure password practices. Apply regular security updates and protect critical system files using proper permission. Firewall technical role. A firewall is a security control that monitors and filters network traffic based on defined security rules. Firewalls protect systems by blocking unauthorized access while allowing legitimate communication. Host based firewalls operate directly on the server and provide granular control over network connections. So, Windows Firewall overview. Windows Firewall is a host-based stateful firewall integrated into Windows Server. It filters inbound and outbound traffic based on rules that consider ports, protocols, applications, and connection states. Firewall profiles allow different security policies to be applied depending on the network environment. So, the overview of Windows Firewall is a host-based firewall integrated into the Windows Server that can help filter inbound and outbound traffic based on rules that would consider the port protocol, applications, and connection states. So Windows Firewall hardening recommendations: configure a default deny inbound policy so that only explicitly allowed services can receive incoming connections. Enabling logging to record blocked and allowed traffic, supporting monitoring and incident response. And number three, apply stricter firewall rules on untrusted or public networks to reduce exposure. So if you configure an automatic deny policy so that only the allowed services can receive connections, and enabling logging to record, blocked, and allow traffic, supporting monitoring and incident response. And then if you create and apply a stricter firewall on public networks to help reduce exposure. IP tables overview. IP tables is a Linux kernel-based firewall framework used to control network traffic. It allows administrators to define detailed rules that determine how packets are handled based on source, destination protocol, and connection state. IP tables provides fine-grained control over server network security. So the hardening recommendations for IP tables: implement a default deny policy for incoming traffic to ensure only approved services are accessible. Just like the so we have to implement a automatic deny policy for incoming traffic that are not authorized. And then number two, restrict administrative services such as SSH to trusted IP addresses. Number three, save IP tables rules so that firewall protections remain active after system reboots. Why hardening is very critical. Hardening reduces system vulnerabilities, limits attack surfaces, and protects sensitive data. Properly hardening servers are more resilient against malware, unauthorized access, and misconfiguration. So hardening helps to reduce the system vulnerabilities, risk, threats, and it reduces the attack surfaces and protects its data. It protects its sensitive data. And hardening is a continuous process that supports long-term system security. Hardening don't stop. Hardening has to keep going. It has to keep updating because it's a long-term security um rule that has to be implemented in order to protect the system from vulnerabilities. So in conclusion, Windows Server and Ubuntu Server provide powerful enterprise operating environment. Windows Firewall and IP tables serve as essential security controls for protecting network access, and applying hardening best practices significantly improves server security and prepares system for safe operation in enterprise environments. This is my work site. This is my references. My work site basically. Thank you.